Welcome friends. So today we are going to discuss about population density. So it is one of the important characteristic of population ecology. So population it means the number of individuals of the same species. Say for example, if we are talking about the population of crow or population of sparrow, and at the same time if we are counting the population of entire bird, so it will become one community. So always remember, population it is monospecific, and population ecology it means the ecology of a single species, which factors are affecting its life and other things. So next topic is definition. The size of population in relation to definite space is termed as population density. So if it is density, it should have a certain unit, and the unit is always changes depending on the size of the animal and depending on its habitat. If we are talking about the small size animals, for example, zooplankton or other microorganisms, for example, amoeba. So it is always individuals per liter because the size it is small. We can estimate in it in the terms of liter. If we are studying the small size plants, so their unit should be per centimeter square or per square foot. Say for example, that small grasses or other plants. So we can measure their density. We can express their density in terms of square centimeter or square feet. If we are talking about, if we are estimating the density of large plants or animals, we always express it in terms of per acre or per square mile. So depending on that particular size of the animal and the area, the unit always changes. And the estimation of population density of any animal, it is called as the census. So what is the method to calculate the population density? As we know, animals, the main difference between animals and plants is that animals can move from one place to another place. So that's why it is somewhat difficult to count the population exact population density of animal. So generally, the scientists use the capture and recapture method. That means first we capture certain animal, we release them, and again we recapture the animals of the same species. Suppose we have captured 100 animals, we tagged them. Tagging that means simply to differentiate the pre-captured animal. Always remember, tagging should not harm the animals. Tagging that means simply the tying of animals with a type of band, any type of that made up of cotton or any other thing. So that particular our intention is to identify the already captured animal and again release them into the same habitat to recapture them. And in suppose we have firstly we have captured 100 animals, again we have then we have tagged the animals, we release them into habitat, and then we again captured 100 animals, and we found that in that 100 animals we have 20 tagged animals. So in both the cases we have captured 100 animals. In the first capture, we have collected fresh animals, and in the second time, we have captured tagged and non-tagged animals. In both the times we have captured 100 animals only. Hence total population will be calculated as we have captured 100 animals out of total population, and in recapturing we got 20 tagged animals out of 100. So in mathematical way, suppose x is the total size of population, that means we have captured 100 animals out of x, these are before tagging. Then we have captured 20 animals out of 100 because we have tagged these 100 animals which we have captured out of x. So 20x multiplied by 100, 20x is equal to 100 multiplied by 100. It is the mathematical concept which we generally use in our day-to-day life. That means 20x is equal to 10,000, and we have to calculate the x. So x is equal to 10,000 divided by 20. So finally x is equal to 500. So that means that particular habitat contains 500 species, 500 individuals of that species, 500 individuals of that species. It is the method which is called as the capture and recapture method. First we are capturing the animals, we are tagging the animals, then we are releasing the animals, and then we are recapturing the animals, and then we are counting the number of tagged animals in the recaptured animal. In both the times, one care should be taken that the number of captured and recaptured animals should be same. That means in the first fresh capture we have collected 100 animals, and again in the second recapture we have collected 100 animals. So to maintain the ratio, it should be same. Then next topic is the types of population density. In ecology, we have two types of population density. The first one, it is called as crude. That crude, it is that familiar word, that means that crude oil, that means somewhat impure. So crude, it is the density which is called as the number per total space, whereas the important type of density from the point of view of ecologist, it is the ecological or specific or the niche density, which is calculated the number per available space. For example, one has estimated the density of rabbits as 500 rabbits per square mile, which is called as the crude density. You will know the further why it is called as the crude density. But if only half area is suitable for rabbits, then the population density will become 1000 rabbits per square mile. First one we have estimated 5, that means we have observed the area of 1 square mile. We have observed 500 rabbits, but then we come to conclusion that only 50% area is suitable, it is available for its uh, living purpose, or for its purpose of life. So that's why that square mile becomes half square mile. So finally the rabbit's density will be 1000 per square mile, which is called as the ecological density. One another example to differentiate the ecological and crude density is the month-wise variation in water depth and the fish density in a pond. As we know, the water level always fluctuates. That means in the month of, you can say, May, June, July, it falls down due to that summer, whereas then it becomes more. So, in front of you, presently we are observing a graph in which the lower half shows the water depth, and the lowest tagline, it is the month. That means J for January, F for February, M for March, A for April, M for May, J for June, J for July, A for August, S for September, O for October, N for November, D for December, and again J for January. And the upper half of the graph is showing the fish density. Again, within the graph area, the dotted line in the upper area, the dotted line, it is showing the crude density, whereas the continuous line, it is showing the ecological density. So as the water level falls down, the crude density of the fish falls down, because here we are calculating the total area of that particular habitat, and at the same time the ecological density increases, because when there occurs the falling of the water level, at that time the small size fish, they are gathering in a particular area, in a limited area. So that's why that particular limited small area, it is the actual available space for that small fishes. So it will increase the ecological density, whereas the crude density falls down. So it is another example. Then mathematical calculation. In mathematically, it is calculated by d is equal to small n by small a divided by small t, where small d is equal to density, small n is equal to number of individuals, small a is equal to area, and small t is equal to time unit. That means the number of individuals, that particular number which we have counted per area, that area may be per square mile, that per square foot, that may be per liter, and the time, it is defining that particular period, that may be that in a month, that may be in a year. So for this, it is the mathematical formula. And next one, it is measurements of relative density. As we are talking about the animal, so usually we can say that relative, it is not the exact number, as we can, as in case of plant, we can estimate the actual density of plant as they are non-moving. But in case of animal, there may happen some mistake. So generally we are using the measurement to express the relative density of any animal. So for that we have 10 methods. So first one, it is the traps. So traps, it is number of individuals caught per day per trap. For example, light traps for insect, which we usually see in the farm. We are placing the lights, and that light will attract the insect, and by that way we can collect the insect. Or to capture the crab, it is somewhat familiar to the local people, local students, local in the sense who are living in the river side by areas. They so some people usually try to collect the crabs in the night with the help of torch. So that torch will attract that particular crab, and by that way they can easily collect the crab. So the same type of mechanism, same type of we can say uh, measurements are used by the farmers to collect the insects during the night time, because insects are attracted towards the light. So if we are collecting more insects in the trap, that means it has high density of high population density of insects in that area. So it is the traps. Another one, number of fecal uh, pellets. That means it occurs in case of when we are going for the vacation. If we are belonging to, if our particular house it is with the mice, so at that time we can measure the probable density of mice if we are observing the fecal matter of that particular mice in our house or into any area. So it is another type of measurement of relative density. Then next one, it is vocalization frequency. Uh, it is the experience taken by many people, many students who are living nearby to our university campus. Because in the morning we can hear the call of peacock. So that means if the call of peacock is more, that means that particular density of the peacock it is more in that area. So it is again one type of measure to estimate the relative density of peacock or any other bird, because birds are communicating with their vocal calls. Then pelt records. Pelt it is means the raw skin with hairs. So number of raw skin with hairs which we are observing into any area. That means that particular area it is rich with that particular animal, or that particular animal it is maybe in to a sort of danger into that habitat, into that area. Next one, it is the catch per unit fishing efforts. That means number of catch after 100 hours of trawling. This trawling it is the fishing with the help of engine boat. So it is called as the trawling. We can do that 100 hour of trawling, and that number of fish we have collected, it can express the probable density of the fish into that ocean or the river, whatever the our study area. Next one, it is number of artifacts. That means left evidences by organisms. Say for example nest out there, that particular mark, say for example pug mark or whatever it is. Then questionnaires sent to the trappers. Say for example, if we want to know the fish diversity, fish density of any area, so at that time we have to communicate with the fisherman. We will give them some type of questionnaire, and through that answer question we can get some idea about that which type of fish it is more dense, which is less dense. Then cover. Cover it is that ground surface covered by plant species. We can observe during that type of you can say that type of our journey when we are traveling into the West Maharashtra. So at that time we can see the agricultural land with that maximum greenery. So that means we can know that particular farmers are somewhat we can say rich, and that particular area it is rich in the water. So by that way we can also observe the density of plant species. Say for example in certain area we can observe if we are going to Meghat or to that Amravati side, we can find the maximum number of teak wood. So it can give us some idea about the its population density. Then feeding capacity, amount of bait taken by rats before and after poisoning. So how much if that rats have finished total food, that means still their density it is high. If that particular food it is remain untouched, that means the density of rat it is minimized after poisoning. And if there if that food it is again consumed by the rats, that means that particular density of rat it is again high after poisoning too. And last one, it is the roadside counts, the number of animals or the large trees observed while traveling a standard distance. As I already said, that means number of suppose that particular trees, that animals, that is the roadside count. By these 10 ways we can measure the relative density of that particular, that means which is the most common, which is the less common. That generalized idea we can get from these 10 type of observations or the studies. And last point, it is the recap. So what we learned during this lecture. So we have learned the definition. So population density it is nothing but the number of individuals of a species into a particular space. In a particular space, it is called as the population density. Another one, method, that is recapture and capture methods. We have to first capture certain number of animals, release them after tagging, and again recapture the same number of animals, note the tagged animals in recapture, and then by simple calculation we can estimate the population density of that species in that area. Another one, that is types. The types of population density it is of two type, that is crude and the ecological. Crude it is impure, it is dealing with the number of species per total space, whereas ecological density it is number of species per its available space or per its micro habitat. Say for example, if we are talking about that any type of aquatic habitat, so that particular benthic animals are more only into the deep zone. So that deep area it is their micro habitat. So it is the type depending on the crude and the ecological density. Next one, it is the mathematical formula, which is D is equal to n by small a divided by small t, where that D is equal to density, small n is equal to number of individuals, small a is equal to area, and small t is equal to time unit. And next one, it is the measurement of relative density. We have 10 different ways to measure the relative density of any species. That means that trap, questionnaire, their fecal matter, their feeding behavior, their roadside count, their roadside count, their vocal call, their cover by area, number of artifacts, and catch per unit fishing times. So it is all over up to your population density, one of the important aspect of population ecology. Thanks.